Let's see to do what?
Haven't I heard that?
Hi, everyone. Welcome to our board meetings, Tuesday, April 21st, 2026. At 6 p.m., the Cook County School District 130 Board of Education will hold a regular board meeting here at the Eisenhower Cooperative Connections Room. I read that wrong, sorry. I'd like to open the meeting with roll call. Thank you.
Mr. Bain? Here. Mr. Baranica here. Mr. Guest here? Here. Mr. Roll? Ms. Martinez?
Here.
Mr. Guest?
Here.
Mr. Ryan?
Sure.
Thank you. Can we stand for the Pledge of Allegiance?
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
We're now opening the floor to public comment. If you'd like to address the board, please fill out the designated sign-in sheet at the check-in table. Additionally, please be aware that comments made during this time are not protected from potential legal liability. As a reminder, the board will not respond to or engage in dialogue with individuals choosing to make a public comment. The board reserves the right to limit the length of public comments and has exercised that right for this meeting. Individual comments are limited to 3 minutes with a total of no more than 30 minutes allotted for all public comments. We also ask that all comments be made respectfully and in a manner that does not disrupt the meeting. With that said, we invite our first speaker to address the board, Ms. Stephanie Windrum.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Stephanie Windrum, and I am the BIESPA 430 Union President. And I didn't prepare anything. I don't have anything. And at this time, we do not have any concerns, but I did want to acknowledge and thank Dr. McKay and her cabinet and all administrators that work with the paraprofessionals. When we do have concerns and things, they do address them in a timely manner. And we just want to extend our thanks and appreciation. Thank you. Go ahead.
Next, we have Doug Taylor.
Good evening. I'm Doug Taylor. I'm with SCA Local 73, and I represent custodial maintenance group that's here. Ricky Boltman and Richie Marshall will help me with that project here. And so tonight, I wish I could address the same comments that the previous speaker had. But tonight, I want to talk about union busting and how it happens here to our unit. So just a couple things. When you create a workplace that is so difficult to maintain, then that is creating an unsustainable situation. Workers' treatment and communication, with the short staffing and the unrealistic expectations are the piece that I want to talk about tonight. Previously, and I was an elementary math teacher for 33 years, so we're going to have a math lesson. So here we go. Previously, I'm going to choose one school as an example. Lincoln Elementary was staffed in August of this year with 4 custodians, 2 of which worked till 11 o'clock, which means each of those had 7 hours of after-school time to clean classrooms. So that makes 14 total. They also had 1 10 to 7, which gets another 4 hours. So that's 18 hours of working time after school that's there. Today, I was checking around to see what staffing was like today, and so today, they have 4 hours of after-school cleaning time. So we go from 18 to 4. And in my first grade math, 18 is more than 4. So previously, in August, they had more opportunity, more time, a more realistic expectation for them to finish. Now they've got one person with 4 hours after after the school day, which is not possible. 18 in August, 4 now. And that trend follows in every school. I didn't checking on who is where today, just checking out, because the list I have doesn't accurately reflect where people are positioned now. And so it's just really hard for them to live up to the unrealistic expectations because they are short-staffed. And this move, the migration away from the 2 to 11 shift to a 10 to 7 creates a shortage of working hours for folks. And yet the expectations are the same. So you can see how frustrated people will be about that. Trying to do their best knowing that they are and they cannot complete the same areas in a greatly reduced amount of time. And I've heard in some places they're asking folks to go into classrooms over the lunch break and clean up. And then, of course, by the end of the day, it doesn't look like they've been there. Right? Because students, in my experience in 33 years, students are messy creatures and they just bring that with them.
Thank you.
All right, thank you. I hope that we will address that unrealistic expectation because it is grinding down your staff. And that goes back to the union busing piece, making it so difficult to be here. Thank you.
The next speaker is Mary Sloan.
Hi, I'm Mary Sloan. I'm here regarding the recent removal of the board president and the continued lack of transparency surrounding that decision. At the last meeting, the vice president stated she had no prior knowledge of the vote and directly asked for an explanation. That question was not answered. This was not the public asking, it was a fellow board member. The refusal to respond then and the continued silence now is deeply concerning. If there is nothing to hide, there should be no issue providing clear answers. So for the public record, under what specific board policy was the president removed? Was this decision discussed prior to the meeting, and if so, when and where? If discussed in closed session, what exemption under the Illinois Open Meetings Act allowed it? Why was the vice president not informed in advance of a decision affecting board leadership? And why was she not voted to remove, although the meeting was called to both removals? I will be submitting these questions in writing and expect a formal response. This is no longer just about a leadership change, it is about process, communication, and trust. When decisions are made without explanation and questions are met with silence, that is not transparency, it's avoidance. This community deserves better. I also want to address the custodial contract. What is being presented publicly does not align with what is actually being experienced in all of the schools. In buildings like Kerr and Lincoln, I have not seen the level of concern being claimed. I also have spoken to people in many of the schools of all levels of leadership. They do not share these concerns. If there are performance issues, you address them. You do not replace entire shifts or restructure staffing without clear justification, especially when those decisions impact people's livelihoods. Additionally, I was told by the spouse of a current board member that still holds her position, mind you, that the former president, Sarah Kliske-Roll, did not support these custodial changes and that this created conflict with the administration. If that is true, it raises serious concerns that her removal may have been retaliatory, which therefore then is illegal. That should concern everyone. It calls into question the integrity of this board, especially as you move forward toward appointing future district leadership. We have already lost valuable staff under current leadership. A continued lack of transparency and accountability will only make that worse. I look forward to your response. Thank you.
There are no other public comments. Moving on to board comments. At this time, do any members of the board have any comments?
I have a comment. Thank you. Since joining the board about a year ago, I have done my best to advocate for our communities. I believe in the importance of open and respectful discourse and adhering to clear, fair process and policy. I believe that financial transparency is critical in government, and that's why I pushed to ensure the budget was discussed publicly, and that it have a chance to include any policy goals, such as those we are voting on tonight, which will help improve safety and security of our schools. I also believe it's particularly important that leaders be held accountable for the decisions
this time, the Student Advisory Board will recognize an 8th grade student from each middle school.
Okay, before we give the great awards today, thank goodness they're talking because I'm not doing great today. But before we give the great, they wanted to talk a little bit first about some things that they wanted to share, and then they will give the recipients their awards for today.
We would like to thank our wonderful teachers for preparing us for our upcoming high school years in these ways.
We're really grateful for how hard they work, despite students constantly disrupting them and challenges they have to face, because it's definitely hard from what I see. So we're just very grateful for that.
We're grateful for our teachers for giving us extra work, even some that is not for a grade, as it helps us prepare for high school. We are also thankful for how our confidence and fear of high school has mostly faded since they've kind of lifted the stress from us by giving us what we need and beyond.
We are also thankful for them talking to us about how it may be for us in high school and giving us tips on how high school will be and what to do.
We're also thankful for our math teachers who give us notes about high school math and help us to prepare for what we're going to be getting into when we actually go to high school, because it is very difficult based on what we've seen.
Not only that, we would also like to talk about our appreciation for our principals, vice principals, board members, Mrs. Hill, and Superintendent Dr. McKay for giving us the opportunity to gain experience and play a part in the Student Advisory Board of 2025 and 2026. Doing this has definitely helped us become more prepared for years to come and just prepared for what life is going to be like.
Not only would we want to mention our great teachers, we would also like to recognize some great students for this month.
First, we would like to recognize Fatima Lansabula. I don't know how to say her last name, but she's shown a lot of leadership and really great skills, and under those,
We would like to recognize Jesus Ambrosio for responsibility, his kindness, and overall wellness in school. Lastly, we would like to recognize Gabriel Diaz, who is a hardworking and respectful student who is an active example for 8th graders at Kern Middle School.
We can take a brief recess to allow the students and the family members to hear of the great awards to leave if they'd like, or they are welcome to stay and be here for the rest of the meeting. next item on the agenda, we move to our presentations and invite Jennifer Gunderson of the American Heart Association to come forward.
Hi. Hi, everyone. Good evening. My name is Jennifer Gunderson. I am a school engagement director for the American Heart Association, and I oversee the Kids Heart Challenge program in your school district. Tonight, I have the privilege of recognizing some amazing staff members who have put immense effort into making the Kids Heart Challenge a success. Kids Heart Challenge is a service learning program that focuses on teaching students the importance of keeping their hearts healthy, maintaining overall wellness, and most importantly, learning hands-only CPR. This year, 34 families in your school district learned hands-only CPR through the program. That means dozens of community members are now equipped with this life-saving skill. I would like to recognize the following staff members for their exemplary leadership of the Kids Heart Challenge programs at their schools. First up, at Nathan Hale Primary, we have Mr. Tom McGinnis. He's here. Jacob Cornea, and along with Principal Lorraine Gibbons. Tom and Jacob continue to set the bar for Kids Heart Challenge at Nathan Hale Primary, raising over $8,400 this year. And last year, a record-breaking $9,500. We knew that right. The students look forward each year to not only participating in the Kids Heart Challenge, but also having the chance to pie one of their teachers or even Principal Gibbons in the face as a reward. They have a really amazing program that they run. Tom has done it for years, and it's something that the kids really look forward to every year, so they do a really amazing job. At George Washington, Carrie Hudak and Principal Danielle Graber. Carrie's in her second year working with the Kids Heart Challenge, and she's really shown how much heart she has for the program. This year, Carrie raised $1,000 more than she did last year, and she tripled the number of students who have learned hands-only CPR. This year, Carrie raised a little over $3,300. At Lincoln Elementary, we have Principal Kevin Hash, we have Jason Suchinsky and Brittany Gilbert. With the support of the PE staff, Lincoln Elementary raised over $500 more than they did the previous year, and they doubled their number of students who learned hands-only CPR, raising nearly $2,000. Jason also offered to put on a big bull costume that we do at our assemblies last year, so props to him for doing that because not all teachers would do that. And then lastly, at Paul Revere Primary, Kelly Cummings and her team. Kelly and her team did a wonderful job implementing the Kids Heart Challenge this year. Students learned the importance of keeping their hearts healthy while raising almost $800 in donations. Without the participation of families like those in Cook County School District 130, the American Heart Association would not be able to continue its life-saving research, data collection, and education on heart health. A special thank you to Ms. Therese Maurer for her consistent communication and organization, helping to ensure this program is possible for students. I originally met with Dr. McKay, it was about 3 years ago, and the program has really grown in the district. And I want to follow or finish with, I personally work with 2 5th graders in the community, and they both have had multiple heart surgeries. One of them has had a stroke, and when we do Kids Heart Challenge, the kids love, fundraising, they love getting their thank you gifts, they love asking, talking to their family and friends about it. But these kids I work with, they're so grateful for everything that our community does, and it's because of teachers like you, administrators, parents, so thank you everybody. I appreciate it.
Thank you. At this time, we move to consent agenda. Are there any items that the board members would like to remove or from the consent agenda for separate discussion?
not removed for separate session, but I'd like to hear a little bit about the literacy plan. Oh, sorry, item P. P is in, Peter.
So the district literacy plan is actually a subset of the Illinois Comprehensive Literacy Plan, which was set forth by state legislature in January of 2024. It is the board approved it. And basically what that particular plan does is to address, at that time in 2022, fourth grade NAEP scores indicating that widespread urgent need for changing literacy instruction was due. Roughly 67% of the nation's fourth grade students were below proficient in literacy, and even more alarming, 38% were actually below basic on that score. I looked up just the recent 2024 scores, and 40% of those fourth graders are currently below basic on national literacy assessments. And so the state, along with 40 to 45 other states, set forth in determining how do we best audit our literacy instruction and make changes. The changes that we're advocating for are in line with the science and reading. However, you won't find those terms in that particular plan. What you will find is the term repeatedly used high quality evidence-based literacy instruction. And so after the state came forth with that plan, all districts were then called upon to develop their own local plan. We worked through a 9-part series, the instructional coaching team and the curriculum coordinator and I, the 9th and the 10th coming up later this month. And we worked through their particular toolkit and framework to develop our local version of that. And tonight we present that to the board. Very well. Thank you.
I also have one more question on that, and was just wondering, I noticed that no principals or teachers, from what I could tell, were part of this literacy team. And I was just wondering why.
So we have our instructional coaches meet weekly with the part of all our principals, as you know, on a regular basis. So on Fridays, we hold an instructional coaching meeting. Every building is equipped with an instructional coach. They are required by the actual student-centered frameworks that we have adopted to meet weekly with that principal, and they have communicated all of those particular plans with the principals and assistant principals. They've also conducted a Teacher Institute on March 17th, which overviews the Illinois Comprehensive Literacy Plan. I've included pieces in the monthly department newsletter as well to keep everyone apprised of that. And then we also have an English language arts well-renowned national consultant who is visiting each of the schools during their professional learning communities and covering the core tenets of the plan itself. So we're embedding it within the day. You're very welcome.
Were there any other board member comments on consent agendas?
Just real quick, letter S. Just wondering if that is for current teachers or if it's teachers coming in, because it says it's through a vacancy grant, so can you just speak to that real quick?
Sure. So it's our teacher vacancy grant that we received. This is our third year receiving it. It is a grant that we use. It's an incentive that we give to teachers at the end of the year. We have the teachers signing contracts after they receive the money. The contract basically states that they will be returning for the next year to kind of solidify that they're staying for the next year. But it is an incentive. The first 2 years, we were $935 roughly that we gave to teachers. They reduced the cost this year that they gave us from the state, and it's now about $685. So what you're approving right now is for the teachers to receive that incentive at the end of the year. Yep.
Okay. Thank you.
Are there any other questions, comments? If there are none, may I have a motion to approve consent agenda items as presented for this meeting? The items are 5A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, and V.
I'll make a motion to approve.
That goes to Mr. Getzner.
Is there a second?
Second.
Roll call, please.
Ms. Cloturo?
Yes.
Ms. McGinnis?
Yes.
Mr. Burmeister, yes. Mr. Manning?
Yes.
Mr. Getzner?
Yes.
Mr. Werner?
Yes.
Ms. Martinez?
Yes. Motion carries. Sorry, lots of pages. We'll now move on to action items. The first action item is the Cook County, Illinois Transportation Fiscal Year 2027 contract renewal. Any discussion for options for a 1, 2, or 3-year extension?
I don't have discussion, but I do have a question on the item. And I think this is more for admin. Do the districts see competitive bids for the busing? And if not, can you tell us how?
We are not required to do bus renewals, or bidding, for, the recent, we checked with the attorney technically for, we do the annual renewals up to 10 years, and then after the 10 years, we would then have to go out to bid. At this point in time, Cook Illinois is, got bought by First Students, and, Cook Illinois was a family company, and the family did not, want to continue with that business. So then that's why we have this proposal. It's still gonna be considered, as Cook Illinois or as well as Alpha. And so, it's gonna take time for the merger to fully, capture and get, and become First Student. But that's the reason that there's a law that says that we are able, and, to go renewals. The only time when, they do ask, to go out to bid is if there is a company that is requesting to go out to bid.
What was the length of time of the last contract?
It's a 1-year contract. Yeah, we did it 1 year.
What do you recommend? 1 to 3 years?
Honestly, based off of the information I have here, it's 1 and 2, as we see now with the economy, right now gas prices are going up. I don't know what's going to be happening in the near future with everything. So there's a lot of uncertainty. So I don't know if it's, the board would like to proceed with securing us with the 1 year at 4% or 2-year renewal of 3.5% for fiscal year 2027. That's my thought on it.
And why would you not recommend 3 years?
I think it's too far ahead and to see what's going on. Also, with this new merger happening in Cook Illinois with First Students, I believe there's a lot of uncertainty. So we don't want to extend anything so that if the district or the board members are unhappy with the company, we do obviously have the option also to go up to bid.
Yeah, Lucy, I do agree, 1 year probably be better than going for the length of time. With gas prices probably coming down, we may be getting raked in for extra costs that we really don't need to incur.
Right.
I agree with 1 year.
I'm okay with 1.
I'm okay with 1. May I have a motion to approve a 1-year extension with the Cook Illinois Transportation contract renewal?
I'll second.
Ms. McGinnis? Okay, Mr. Manning?
Yes.
Mr. Getzner?
Yes.
Trustee Roll?
Yes.
Ms. McGinnis?
Yes.
Mr. Burmeister, yes. Mr. Werner?
Yes.
Ms. Martinez?
Yes.
Approved.
Motion carries. The next item on the agenda is CEIA Weapons Detection Device Proposal. believe Mr. Farr had a presentation. Did I say that wrong? Now you do.
Good evening. I don't exactly have a presentation, but I do have a few words. CHEA came out in September and put on a demonstration for us. Currently, the district utilizes 3 Evolve systems. When the district entered into the lease of Evolve systems, I believe that they were misled by Evolve. And the FTC recently took legal action against Evolve and banned them from making unsubstantiated claims about how well their product detects weapons. CHEA came out, put on a demonstration. The 2 systems are like night and day. The Evolve is big and bulky and heavy and almost permanent, where the CHEA system is light, movable, and it offers more flexibility, with different traffic patterns. This goes into graduation with 2 different locations for graduation and 3 machines. It really limits our capability of filtering in both students and parents and families into the buildings efficiently and quickly. So if we were to purchase one of these systems, we'd be able to offer 2 systems at each location. Going forward, the system would be placed at NHM to alleviate the traffic burden in and around the campus. I would also add that the system is not a lease, it's a purchase, and it is significantly less than the current Evolve system. The system, the CHEA system, is used at the White House, Department of Defense, depending on several sporting stadiums throughout the country. It's a very reliable system and not currently being used by the FTC.
Mr. Farr, when does our lease end with Evolve?
Well, I'm being told 1 year.
Okay.
1 year.
Okay. So we have like a chance to kind of compare the 2, which is kind of nice?
We did. Currently, the system that we're looking to purchase is dual power, right, which means we're able to plug it in, but we're also utilize batteries. I'm partial to that system simply because it gives you flexibility with where you put it, indoor, outdoor events, that sort of thing. So the dual system is a little bit more money, but it's still, I believe, half as much as the Evolve system currently is now.
So, Mr. Farr, you're requesting that we overlap with the lease for 1 year, develop both systems for a year, and then let the lease expire with Evolve?
Right. Eventually, it's going to phase out, and then with the amount of money you put towards Evolve through these 4 years, you could have bought 16 CHEA systems. So it's a significant reduction in cost.
Lucy, what's the buyout clause in that lease? If you don't know that plan for another meeting, they may be something we want to buy out and launch and put these in.
I believe we did.
We did, yeah.
And,
There was no success. We're gonna pay a lot out of pocket for that. But what we could do is exactly what Mr. Farr said, and have dual right now, so that lease is up, get rid of them, then look into purchasing more of the CHEA system.
I think.
So I don't want to get backlash for what we do have. CHEA is new. It just came out in September, correct?
CHEA?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Oh, no, it's been around.
No, it's an established company, been around for a lot longer than Evolve.
Okay, thank you.
You had mentioned putting them in the gym. Would this be something that the students would go through?
For graduation?
Was it for graduation or just like day-to-day entering the
Well,
building?
it'd be both, right?
Okay.
But with graduation coming upon us, and only having 3 systems with 2 locations, 4 entries, that's gonna make us overstaff one particular entrance, right, without this system. But for graduation this year, yes, one would be for students, 1 system, and then the other system would be for families and such.
If this got approved today, how quickly would we be able to get these machines?
So, in order to get the system delivered and installed and get everybody trained, I would need to provide a purchase order by tomorrow morning.
How's the quality of the two systems? Are they pretty much equal?
No, Chad is by far a superior product.
Oh, well, that's awesome right there. That's what it's all about. Now, those, the White House got them decent.
So that's impressive that those are there. Do we know of any other like schools that use these? Because it's a different environment.
Eisenhower just bought one.
Okay. And they.
Well, Eisenhower had it all, and Eisenhower just bought a Chad.
Okay.
The proposal in front of us, how many machines is that for?
One machine.
Just one machine. So the idea is to use one machine in tandem with them all for the next year to test it out?
Yes.
Yeah, it's real easy to pick it up and.
It is portable.
Going around.
It is portable, yes.
So just for clarification, we're only looking to purchase one to see, right now, to see if we do like it before we purchase for the rest of, did I understand that correctly?
I believe that's the way it was written.
Thank you.
Yes.
Sorry. Are there any other questions? May I have a motion to approve the CHIA weapons detection device proposal?
I'll make a motion.
Roll call,
Thank
please.
you. Mr. Warren?
Yes.
Clerk, you roll.
Yes.
Mr. Bain?
Yes.
Ms. Martinez?
Yes.
Ms. McGinnis?
Yes.
Mr. Gaffney?
Yes.
Mr. Burmaster, yes. Motion approved.
The next item is the Cook County School District 130 productivity plan.
Okay, we placed the annual productivity plan on the agenda for the board's review. Kind of summarize some of the key points so that we've had a chance to review it. We reviewed our current staffing structures in relation to our student needs, safety expectations, and operational demands across the district. We wanted to ensure that our staffing model remains responsive, sustainable, and aligned with the realities of what we're seeing in our schools today. We have made observations, reviewed trends, as the program grows, and any compliance requirements when developing this plan. And we divided into 3 core principles or priorities which would relate to our specialized student programming, student safety and supervision, and operational efficiencies. So what we've noticed in the district, what's changed, is that our overall enrollment, although it is starting to stabilize, the needs of our students have become more complex and more intensive. And we are seeing an increased demand in specialized programs, particularly for students requiring individualized instruction and supports. At the same time, the expectations around school safety, supervision, and operational oversight have increased significantly. And these shifts have required us to recalibrate staffing, to try to not expand unnecessarily, but to ensure that we're positioned to meet the demands. So in the area of priority 1, which is our specialized student programming, particularly our intensive communication program, we'd like to expand that. We have experienced notable growth in that particular area, particularly at the primary level. In addition to the increased enrollment, the diversity and intensity of the student needs has expanded. And adding that fifth ICP teacher allows for us to restructure into smaller, more targeted instructional groups. We believe this is critical for reducing student-to-teacher ratios, increasing individualized instruction, and maintaining fidelity around our program expectations. For paraprofessional support, with the addition of 2 paraprofessionals, ensures that each ICP classroom is staffed with 2 trained adults. We believe this is essential for ensuring that there's a consistent implementation of the communication support, the behavioral interventions that we have in place, and student engagement throughout the day. The additional social worker would address our gaps at Anchor Academy, the ICP, and our early childhood program. This is both programmatic and compliance driven, and we believe that that will also ensure timely delivery of mandated services, reduce caseloads for existing staff, and be more responsive to the social emotional supports for students, which we're seeing increasing. For priority 2, which is the student safety and supervision, adding an assistant director of school safety. The safety expectations, as I said earlier, have grown, and so is the need for that leadership capacity. This role supports that district-wide coordination of safety protocols, emergency preparedness and response, and oversight for safety personnel and procedures. Additionally, safety liaisons, that role has expanded significantly, and they are very much now an integral part of our arrival and dismissal supervision, monitoring high traffic areas, responding to real-time safety concerns, and supporting de-escalation and investigations. Adding those 3 positions will ensure consistent coverage and reduce gaps in supervision. Crossing guards, increased traffic complexity and safety expectations are requiring additional coverage at key intersections, and this directly impacts student safety during the most vulnerable times of the day. And the last area is the operational efficiency, the building automation systems manager. Our facilities systems have become more advanced and data-driven. This position will allow us to optimize the HVAC and building systems, improve our energy efficiency, and reduce long-term operational costs, and then minimize our system downtime and emergency repairs. This is both an operational and financial efficiency measure. In the instructional leadership alignment, the coordination structure adjustment, this would shift from a content-specific coordination to a broader coordination of curriculum, which reflects a more integrated instructional approach. This will ensure alignment across all subject areas, consistency in instructional practices, and a cohesive approach to our curriculum development and implementation. The coordinator of athletics and activities, this role addresses the growing scope of the extracurricular programming to provide a centralized leadership, increase consistency across our schools, and expand opportunities for student engagement. This will allow our building administrators to remain focused on instructional leadership. This time they're kind of doing a dual capacity with that. The financial considerations for this, the total estimated cost is approximately $708,111 annually, inclusive of salary and benefits. This represents a targeted investment, not a broad expansion, and each position is directly tied to student needs, safety requirements, and operational demands, which were part of what was addressed in November. The return on investment for the district will be improved student outcomes through more individualized and specialized supports, stronger safety infrastructure, and more consistent supervision across all buildings, increased operational efficiency and long-term cost management, and better alignment between staffing and actual district needs. At this time, you can certainly speak with any of your directors about
board members have questions on the productivity plan?
Sounds outstanding, bring it forward, I don't know what further yet.
I fully support the ICP additions. As a special ed teacher, I teach one class a day that is self-contained, with only 6 kids, and they're high functioning. And I have an 8 for 6 kids, and I don't know what I would do without her. Like, I can differentiate, I can do groups, do group activities. If I didn't have her, I probably couldn't do half the things I do. So I think it's very important, to help the teacher, and the kids are gonna get more out of their education, in my opinion.
I agree.
Thank you. May I have a motion to approve the productivity plan?
I'll make a motion.
I'll second.
We have a roll call, please.
Ms. McGinnis?
Yes.
Ms. Fitzgerald?
Yes.
Mr. Burmeister, yes. Mr. Warner?
Yes.
Mr. Getzner?
Yes.
Ms. Martinez?
Yes.
Mr. Manning?
Yes.
Okay, productivity plan approved.
Item number 7 is informational items. Yes. Next up is item number routine reports. At this time, I'll provide a president's report. I'd like to share some of the community comments that resonated with me in the last meeting that we had. There was maintain consistency and trust, stewardship, trust, and ethical responsibility to taxpayers, clear communication with the community, creative, positive experiences for our kids. These were all valuable points and things that I want from the school board as well. I care deeply about our communities and our schools. I also care deeply about creating and fostering the best possible learning environment for all. This, I believe, is achievable with the different experiences and perspectives that each board member offers. I also believe that it's important that the board consists of taxpayers and parents. Individuals without children and or without children in our schools anymore are not any less invested in our communities, schools, or our students. They simply have a different perspective. I sincerely hope that as a board we can continue to work together and find common ground for the benefit of our community, schools, and our students. I truly appreciate the questions that you have all posed over our time together and value your input as fellow board members. Thank you. Next up, the superintendent report. I invite Superintendent to provide.
Tomorrow, we're going to recognize our Administrative Professionals Day and extend our appreciation to our dedicated administrative staff across our schools and departments. Their attention to detail and commitment to excellence are essential to the daily operations of the district. We thank them for their continued support of our students, staff, and community. Teacher Appreciation Week is approaching, beginning on Monday, May 4th. We are proud to recognize the educators who make a meaningful impact on our students each day. We thank our teachers for their dedication, compassion, commitment, and providing high-quality instruction and support. On May 6th, we have School Nurse Day, and we certainly acknowledge the important role that the nurses play in supporting the health and well-being of our students and staff. Their professionalism and care help to ensure that our schools remain safe and supporting learning environment for our students. May 18th is National Speech Language Pathologist Day, and we thank our speech language pathologists for their work in supporting student communication and learning. Their expertise plays a key role in helping students develop essential skills and achieve success. On Wednesday, May 20th, we are celebrating the accomplishments of our 8th grade students as they complete this important milestone and prepare to enter high school. Our graduation ceremonies will recognize the efforts of our students as well as the support provided by families and staff. Graduation ceremonies are going to be a little different this year. 2 ceremonies will be at Nathan Hill Middle School, and Kerr's ceremony will be at Kerr. So on May 20th, Veterans Memorial Middle School will be at 3 p.m. at Nathan Hill Middle, and we will send out communication to parents. At 5:30, Nathan Hill Middle School will go next. At 3 p.m., Kerr will honor their graduates at Kerr, and we look forward to celebrating with students, families, and staff. And it's hard to believe, but the last day of school for students in grades K to 7 is Thursday, May 21st. That's all I have.
Committee reports. At this time, do we have any comments from BIEA? If there are no comments, may I have a motion to go into closed session for...
Oh, I'm sorry, I wasn't.
I looked right at you.
I'm sorry. I know what, I was talking about that fact you said May 21st is the last day, but it's May 22nd is the last day. That's why I was like, wait a minute. Did I miss
That's right, I was
something?
already eyeing right now.
Am I missing something?
No, you're
Like,
not.
Thursday.
I really. I don't know. I'm not misunderstanding.
Because I sorry, this is
Thank you.
shock. Like, I was like, wait a minute. Is it the 21st? I'm sorry, it's the holiday. Anyway, it's actually the BIA had nothing to publicly discuss with the board at this time. So thank you for your time. I apologize. I probably just yell at me next time. But thanks for clarifying the date. I got excited there for a minute.
Yeah.
I know.
Okay. All right. May I have a motion to go into closed session for the appointment, employment, compensation, discipline, performance, or dismissal of employees? I think I need to finish.
Oh, sorry.
That's okay. Of specific employees, specific individuals who serve as independent contractors or specific volunteers of the district or legal counsel for the district, including hearing testimony on a complaint lodged against an employee, a specific individual who serves as an independent contractor or an or a volunteer of the district against legal counsel for the district determined collective negotiation matters between the district and its employees and their representatives, or deliberations concerning salary schedules for one or more classes of employees, security procedures, school building safety and security, and the use of personal and equipment to respond to an actual threat or reasonable potential danger to the safety of employees, students, staff, the public, or public property, and pending litigation. May I have a roll call, please? May I have a motion?
I'll make a motion. I'll second.
Roll call, please.
Mr. Warner?
Yes.
Ms. McGinnis?
Yes.
Mr. Martinez?
Yes.
Ms. Kowski Roll?
Yes.
Mr. Gaspar?
You?
Mr. Burmeister, yes. Mr. Bailey?
May I have, do I have to have a motion?
Yes.
May I have a motion to return to open session?
I'll make a motion.
I'll second.
Mr. Bain?
Yes.
Mr. Burmeister? Yes. Mr. Gaspar?
Yes.
Ms. Kowski Roll is not here. Mr. Martinez?
Yes.
Ms. McGinnis?
Yes.
Mr. Werner?
Yes.
Approved. Sometimes I forget that I'm a supervisor, but I told.
Since there's no further business, may I have a motion to adjourn the meeting?
I'll make a motion.
Holy crap.
After you pay the bill.
He runs away.
I'll second the motion.
Thank you.
All in favor, right?
No, Mr. Beatty?
Yes.
Mr. Burmeister, yes. Mr. Gasmier?
Yes.
Mr. Rose not here. Ms. Martinez?
Yes.
Ms. McGinnis?
Yes.
Mr. Werner?
Yes.